Today is all about the way of the warrior. We're talking about yang wood. This is the fourth video in my Elemental Blueprint series, and I am Jack Maloney, the Energy Alchemist. So yang wood is the ultimate warrior archetype. It is force, it's perpetual motion, it's the drive, it's penetration. Wood is the energy of spring, so it's upward growth. Things come through the ground in springtime. So that's what this is. It's the inner drive that makes us grow. And because this is the yang wood expression, the masculine version, it's much more pronounced than its yin wood counterpart. So yang wood, they were warriors back in the day. These were the people who would run head first into problems and solve them. So wood people can be drawn to the military and the armed forces because we don't really have warriors anymore. But they can also be entrepreneurs, or if you think of like the typical Wall Street up at 5 works till 9 type of personality, that is a wood person. Wood people generally have really pronounced eyebrows, really thick and straight eyebrows are a wood feature. And also, if you think of like a stereotypical like G.I. Joe or Navy SEAL, and they've got like the chiseled jawline, that's very much a wood feature. They have the organs associated with it in Chinese medicine are the liver and the gallbladder. And the liver is considered to be where our emotions are stored in Chinese medicine. And because of that, wood people tend to have a tendency to become angry if the wood is out of balance. There's a diagnosis called liver yang rising in Chinese medicine, and these are the type of people that have like super high blood pressure, outbursts of emotion, the guy that's hanging out the window honking in traffic and screaming at other people. That is an imbalanced wood example. So these type of people, because they have that inner drive, that inner rocket fuel that is what allows grass and weeds to grow through concrete, they can be entrepreneurs. They love anything to do with like self-help and improvement. They love manifestation. They love bringing things into being. They're doers. So they're usually really interested in like the law of attraction and how can I make myself bigger, faster, stronger. That is very much a wood idea. And they're naturally optimistic and competitive. And they don't necessarily have to be competitive with other people. They're competitive with themselves for the sake of being competitive. They love it's that doer, bigger, stronger, faster thing, as very wood, and specifically yang wood because it's the masculine version. So when the wood is out of balance, they can be prone to procrastination. Like a wood person loves to do things, but sometimes they can get overwhelmed and not do anything at all. That is very much a wood problem. And also addiction. They can be workaholics, alcoholics, drug addicts, anything that that keeps them going unnecessarily is really a wood thing. They get in these patterns where they're busy all the time. Wood people love to make lists and love to check things off those lists, even if it's not really important. They'll just do things for the sake of doing them to stay busy. They don't sit down to eat. They are just constantly go, 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 go. And a wood person, something that's interesting about them, they have so much energy that they need to move. And wood people, if they're out of balance, they can get angry. And, and in current society, we're always telling people, oh, well, maybe you should meditate. And that's actually the worst possible advice that you can give to a wood person because they need to discharge physical energy in order to feel normal. So naturally, a lot of people who have wood are going to be athletes. They'll be into CrossFit, anything that gets them really going, obstacle course races and rock climbing. They're a bit of adrenaline junkies, specifically the yang wood side. So, and in Chinese medicine, it's interesting. If someone's liver is out of balance, their eyes will twitch. And that is a wood thing. And in Western medicine, they still don't know why eyes twitch. They just know it has to do with stress. And I have a lot of wood in my personality. And if I'm not working out enough, my eyes twitch. And I joke with people about that. So if you're a wood person and you don't feel right, or you're kind of cranky, get outside, move, sweat, do something. There's so much energy that it needs to be physically discharged. And then you can meditate afterwards, but that can't be your go-to solution, just because it's so opposing to what the wood energy needs. Wood people are also, they're the change makers and they're the movers. They can be in politics quite a bit. Barack Obama is a wood guy. And Pink, the artist, is also wood. And you can see that chiseled jawline in both of their faces. And we know that Barack is super active. And they like strategy. They like anything that's practical. They love efficiency. Wood people have a thing about getting things done the fastest way possible. They're also really self-serving, and they say what needs to be said. There's no sugarcoating with these people. They don't really care. They say what needs to be said for the sake of saying it, and they don't worry about hurting people's feelings at all. They have naturally really strong boundaries, and they're the oak tree. Young wood is considered the oak tree. The oak tree is kind of rigid and unbendable, and it doesn't, it's not going to get its feelings hurt when the wind blows. And I did mention that they're adrenaline junkies. My stepdad watches NASCAR, and if you look at these dudes' faces, they all have super thick eyebrows and that jawline. So that's really fun if you pay attention to NASCAR. And also shame is a theme for these wood people. So it's like if they're not doing enough, they feel shameful. Or, if they're not doing the right thing, shame is something that comes up for them a lot. Whereas earth people, it's more insecurity. Wood people tend to have lessons around shame. So for my wood folks, our young wood folks specifically, you are in what's called a yin metal year. This is the princess energy. So the princess energy is, the princess is social and she's charming and everybody loves her. Like if you think of Princess Di, that's kind of the perfect example. Even though she was actually a yang wood person, she exemplified the princess thing pretty well because she was a princess, I guess. So in a yin metal year, it's all about celebration and joy. And it's the tail end of harvest time. So it's looking back on all of your accomplishments and this is so amazing, look what we did. And really enjoying yourself to the within your means, like within your capabilities. So going ahead and spending money, taking vacations, going to concerts, doing things that bring you joy that also aren't going to send you into the poorhouse. Whether it's little things like buying your favorite food or just making day trips to some of your favorite places or something that you wouldn't normally do for yourself. This is an energy that will really support you throughout a yin metal year. It's that focus on celebration and joy. And metal has an interesting energy with money. So when you're in a yin metal year, money issues can come up. And it's more, the energy has a propensity to be a little more anxiety inducing than the yang metal energy because it's not that authoritative emperor stuff. There's a worry that can come in and an anxiety that can come in. So being in gratitude and practicing trust, journaling or taking like 10 minutes at the end of the night or even 2 minutes. What am I thankful for? What happened? What am I grateful for in my life? That will really support the energy in a yin metal year for you without worrying about things going away. Yin metal is also fantastic energy for letting go. So cleaning out the clutter in your home, in your emotional, mental, and spiritual life, literally cleaning out your closets will be super helpful in a yin metal year, and doing any type of cleanses or detoxes, internal and external, everything kind of needs to be cleansed and taken just kind of down to a minimalist approach. What do I really need? What can I let go of? Like the Marie Kondo thing that everybody talks about, that is very much a yin metal. If it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. That is the strategy behind the whole cleaning out your closet and all of that. That is a yin metal practice. Also, communication is super enhanced in the yin metal year, just like it is in the yang metal year. But people really like to listen to the princess, so public speaking is huge. Online courses are huge. Even writing is really enhanced in this year. Metal people and the metal energy is fantastic with communication. There's a sharpness and a precision that comes along with it, specifically with yin metal more than yang metal. So the precision in communication and writing and getting your point across is going to be really enhanced this year. You'll also be drawn to more sacred practice and ritual in an individual sense. So whether that's taking more time for meditation and prayer and finding out what your inner self needs, what your sacred practice should be, that's something that the yin metal year really supports. And you'll find yourself drawn to it naturally because metal is the most kinesthetic of all the energies. The intuition will be enhanced during this time. Sensitivity will be enhanced during this time. And you'll just be connected in a way that you aren't usually. And that will stay with you. That it just develops in this year. So it's something really cool to pay attention to. And most importantly, the princess doesn't really have to do much. The princess is the energy of the youngest daughter. So she's got this carefree energy because all of the older siblings take care of all the responsibilities. Mom and dad really dote on her. And the princess doesn't have to do much. So responsibility is a big theme. Where you can delegate responsibility, do so. You know, don't get caught up doing housework and doing chores. If you can use some of your harvested rewards and hire someone else to do it, you'll be in a much better place. You know, it's spending within your means to bring in as much celebration and joy. I mean, if you like cleaning your house, awesome. But if it brings you joy to delegate it out, do so. And then in the things to be wary of or to not do in a yin metal year, don't get stuck in a lack mentality. Again, this yin metal energy has a tendency to collapse and constrict around money. So when you focus on not enoughness, you will get more and more of that. It's very magnetic in that way. And the metal energy, it's associated with the lungs, and particularly yin metal people kind of forget to breathe. And for a wood person, that they're always go, 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 go. Being really mindful of your breathing will be helpful for you during this year. And be wary of the princess, and the yin metal energy can be very sharp and very cutting. So sometimes your words can reflect that a little bit, whether it's in an argument. There can be a little more, not aggression, but there's a sharpness to it, and you can really cut people to the bone with this type of energy. So just be mindful of your words and how you're interacting with people, especially since wood people tend to not care what they say. It's just something to be mindful of. And watch your boundaries. Wood people are generally really good with their boundaries, just naturally who they are, but yin metal, one of their tests in life is boundaries. So this energy, you'll probably feel a little less solid than normal. And metal is the controlling energy of wood. So there's a refinement going on here. And watch your sensitivity. The yin metal energy tends to take things personally. They can be extremely sensitive and have feelings of insecurity. So if that's bubbling up for you, that's just the nature of the year. And go back to gratitude and trust and start feeding yourself in a way that really combats the energy of this year. So my warrior people, in your princess year, it's a really interesting combination. And I think you'll find a lot of joy in finding your new sensitivities and your new sense of intuition and working with the sacred practice, because it's something that young wood people tend to veer away from because it's just not their thing and it's not practical. So this can really open up new fun avenues for you. I hope you have enjoyed learning about the warrior in the princess year, and let me know if you have any questions. Of course, I am always available to you, and you could just find me anywhere, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. And stay tuned, because tomorrow we'll be talking about the feminine version, Yin Wood, who is currently in the cave year, and that should be fun and interesting. So thank you so much for watching, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be updated on new videos being published in real time. Have a good one.